Good morning, team. The intention of this video is to do the quarterly review. Well, why does the quarterly review matter? You finally have a time where you have enough information to actually assess how you're doing in every area of your business and, more importantly, your life. So, this is the same reason why companies put out a quarterly earnings report. There's finally enough aggregate information with the results based on how you're doing, right? You know how your money goes like this over 90 days? You know how your emotions go like this over a week? You know how your relationships can go like this? You know how your health can go like this? Well, there's finally enough information where you can take a step back and look at the overall stock price of every area of your life. And it's a great time for you to sit back with yourself to really assess how you're doing on a scale from 1 to 10, as well as how is your trends. So how we can do it, first of all, let's look at some examples. I was brainstorming with Brandon. He wants to be the ultimate CEO on what he's doing. How's your mental health, physical health, right? You have things like weight, going to the doctor, your BMI, how you're feeling. How's your money? You should easily be running your financials last quarter. It should take you probably 15 minutes. How are you in your relationships? Maybe you're a dad, maybe you're a mom, you're thinking about your family. How are you as a husband? You all live in a home. What is that like? How are you giving back to the world? How's your fun and adventure, your spiritual? And here's the categories that I always run down for my own world. My self love and abundance comes first. Like, how is my own mental health, my own emotional well being, spiritual? Money and financials. You have your net income, you have your balance sheet. You can be thinking about your tax efficiency. Do you have other areas where you might be having income? Like, I always think about my family. I think about dating and partnership because I want to be in a life partner. Like, how is that relationship? How's my tribe? How's my time freedom? Time is one of our most important things in life, our limited access. How's your fun and adventure? How's your home? How's your first, I believe in giving back, like that force of good and that joy, and then the never ending learning of ourselves. And you do it and you measure it in the same way that you're doing your currently KPIs, right? It's so easy to do QuickBooks or Mint to get your last quarter's net income and balance sheet and also hitting the trend button. It's so easy to really take a look at your mental health and be like, well, how are you really doing in your relationship with yourself, or your relationship with your God and how that is, or even when it comes to your physical health metrics, right? Head to toe, the dentist, the doctor, your weight, going in to measure your BMIs. When it comes to your relationships, it's easy to measure those on a scale from 1 to 10. And why this is such a beautiful time, because isn't it crazy how we can get caught in the weeds of the day to day? And sometimes it's like, am I even moving anything forward? But when you start to notice the habits that you have, your playbook, the cadences, and those things that you're doing to work your habits and work your system over and over to actually grow to a beautiful place, you finally get to see the magic of how much 90 days can actually be doing when you're driving those things forward and the projects to make it better. For example, looking back in my home, I didn't even have a home. It was probably, though I loved being with my family in Michigan, all I knew is that wasn't my home. Now it's crazy. I'm in an oceanfront view in Miami with like a best friend. I missed friends in proximity. My community was feeling like a 0 to 1. I'm finally starting to be around beautiful people. Seeing the transition of my desires in entrepreneurship. I'm now a part of really beautiful teams that I'm just in love with. My mental health was probably the lowest, and it was just coming out of like breakups and businesses ending and radical changes in where I was living. But I worked on it every single day. I now feel consistently amazing. My dating life, virtually non existent, being in the suburbs of Michigan. Now I'm starting to get some good dates. Your quarterly earnings report on every area of your life. You know that things will go down and things go up. Well, how do we systematize it? You know how to do it. Go to your calendar, open up Event, set up a recurring event to review your quarterly earnings across every area of your life. Make it a recurring event in your calendar so it reminds you what to do and how often. And then when it actually comes up, you can go do it on the date that you're doing. Your next action, put it into your system and definitively give yourself